ACCISS is a vehicle for clinicians to access digital technology where it's relevant in a clinical context. Technology is moving at a pretty rapid pace, and in the field of surgery, it can be sometimes difficult for established surgeons to work out where to start. So the idea with ACCISS was to provide some sort of conduit for them to be able to access the technology as it evolves. My name is Michael Vargels. I'm the Director of ACCISS, which is the Australian Centre for Complex Integrated Surgical Solutions. I'm also the Deputy Director of the Department of Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery at the Princess Alexandra Hospital. They say necessity is the mother of invention, so if you look at it that way, you start with the problem and then see what's available to help solve that problem, and if nothing's available, well, you work on developing something that can help. Once the problem has been articulated, you can then start working on how you might go about fixing that problem by bringing together all of the requisite expertise. So that may well be an engineer, it may well be an informatics expert to source the right clinical data points so that they can be analysed correctly. It may well be a software engineer, and it may be clinicians from other specialties. An important point about ACCISS is that it's not a standalone organisation. It is bringing together a wide range of expertise that is to some extent already around, in particular in the clinical environment. So the idea behind ACCISS was to bring it all together so that it could be accessed by all clinicians, initially just in Metro South, but then you can extend it to the Children's Hospital and then throughout the entire state of Queensland, so that we're getting the right infrastructure, which is being run by the right people to deliver consistent outcomes for patients. My first exposure to digital technology and its application in a very complex clinical problem was a young man who had an infection in his leg bone. That bone had to be removed. A standard of care for that particular scenario would have been an amputation of the limb and above the knee, which is a dreadful functional outcome. And it was only really with the technology that's available to design an implant using special materials that are absorbable, and of course a biological component, which is where I came in, that we could achieve an outcome for this patient where he kept his limb, he's back at work and he's living life and loving it. I'm pleased to report that that operation was a wild success. Patient's functioning again. It was a world first. It's still the biggest bone segmental defect that's ever been reconstructed successfully.
I'm really fired up about the potential for ACCISS to advance things for complex surgical cases that might not have had anything like the outcome they're now going to be able to have.
This is an exciting time. We're finding more and more ways of using clinically applied digital innovation. But it's important not just for me to get excited about it and not just for my clinician colleagues to get excited about it. We need to get the surgeons of the future excited about it, to teach them about it so that they can push things further, take it sort of to the next level. I'm excited about the future and making clinically applied digital innovation accessible.